Hey everyone. Well, today was an interesting day. Well, it's still interesting because it's still going on, but I got some really good rest. I've been fasting again, so I've had I had some coffee this morning with no sugar, and I just drank some water. I'm heating up some water right now because I want to have a little herbal tea. I have some soursop infused green tea. And the time right now, it's in the afternoon. Beautiful day today, absolutely gorgeous day today. About 3:45 p.m. in the afternoon. After I got up, I opened a lot of doors in the house to let some of that nice warm air come in. It's a beautiful sunny day with blue skies, just some beautiful puffy clouds outside. I decided to get focused and get back on the water issue, and that's what I'm going to show you right now. I haven't been recording my progress because I've been all over the yard, and I was just feeling a little lazy about moving the camera around. So instead, what I decided to do was just grab my shovel and get to it. I got my gloves, my shovel, put on my rubber boots, and went out there and just started diverting water. I've done a lot of good stuff out there. I'm starting to see more and more where the water is trying to go, where it's pooling, and the different places where it's coming from. And there's still more to do, but I have accomplished a lot today, and I'm about to show you right now. Okay. It is now getting close to 5 o'clock. It's a little overcast now. You can barely see the sky, but it's all good. Let's take a look at the improvements that I've been able to make since I've been messing around with the water. To recap, a long time ago, when I first got the property, this area right here was completely covered in dirt, lots and lots of grass. There was an abandoned car, trees, and all of that stuff. Now, even when it rains, of course, when it rains, it gets wet here. And because this is broken, I don't have any gutters up here to catch the water. A lot of the water does get caught in this gutter that I have lying on the ground, and it goes down into a drain. I propped up this gutter here. It was sagging down, and I propped it up with this post so that the water coming down here from the top and from there, it actually goes into this drain and goes down. And this I unclogged, so this is functioning, and it goes across the road. This pipe right here I found just in the kura, and I ran it from this spout down to here. So some of the water that's coming down that goes into this is able to go down into that drain right there. And of course, I put this here because a lot of water is coming straight down there and hitting here, so it just goes into the drain. You can see that it's pretty dry here right now. It's just a little wet, but after a couple of days of no rain, the sun dries this up pretty good. I cleared this out. I found the water, and then the next step was from there. I got some help when Glenn came over, and we cleared up all of the dirt in this area, like I guess you could say kind of from here all the way back there, and moved it all over into this pile. And then later on, I cut everything up to this field in the back. I had to stop right there. You can see the little, I guess, breadboard that I made. I've got it sitting up there because I'm feeding some animals up there. I've got a video coming out very soon. I put a Costco muffin, a really big muffin there. So if you haven't seen that, you can check it out. I cleaned this up a lot more, but I was still getting a lot of water that was coming all the way up to here. So from there all the way down to here. The next step from there was I kind of trenched from here over to there to this drain. And so the water that was coming in from that direction and pulling up over here, a lot of it was going into there. But this area from basically right here all the way down to there, it was still keeping water. And so today I was trying to figure out what all was happening to cause that. And if you'll notice now when you look, there's only a little bit of water right here. There's no water here. And there's not even enough water to get into the drain right now. So what did I do? I'm glad you asked. Let me show you. Several days ago, I worked on diverting this water, the water that's coming out of the wall there. I worked on diverting it that way and blocking it from coming here. And of course, that helped a lot. However, there was still water pooling up in this area here. And what I noticed was that it was coming from here. And there is kind of a wall right here, a retaining wall, where there's a ton of water in there. You can see there's a ton of water right here, right? This part of the wall right there, there's a lot of water coming out. You can even hear it right now. It's just coming out non-stop. And when it rains, it's very heavy. Not just coming out of there, but many parts of the wall, the water is just coming out. And there is some type of drain right in here. But when it's coming out heavily during rain, it isn't enough to capture all the water. And so it fills this up. And it's been draining over this retaining wall. This retaining wall here used to come all the way down there. Maybe even all the way down to there. I think because right over here I found some concrete. You see this right here? This is concrete. And right behind the concrete, they nailed these metal pieces into the ground. And then as you can see here, that's what they use to hold up the retaining wall. This is the only last remaining piece of the retaining wall that runs from here down to here. The rest of it is broken. You can see some pieces of it lying over there. So from here all the way down to there is a concrete piece with the metal pieces and then the retaining wall, but those are missing. But you can see there's a metal piece there. There's another one right there. I keep getting buzzed by a bee or something, but I don't know if he's trying to scare me away. But and then there's another one right there. I did pull up one out of the ground somewhere over here. Oh, there's a little green frog hopping around. Can you see him? There he is. He almost got swept away by the water. That was funny. But anyway, if you come down here, like I said, you'll notice right here, you can see clear that out with my foot. You can see the cement wall right here. So it appears that this retaining wall went from here all the way down to there. And then it just kept all this water enclosed next to the wall. And when you look at it from here, I don't know if you can tell on the camera or not, but this part of the yard is lower than right here. So the water coming from the wall and filling this up is going over this and then filling this up. That's why I couldn't get this dry. But if you notice now, this area right here, all the way around here, look how dry it is now. It's drying up a lot. This was all filled with water before. Everything here, all the way down, all the way around the house. But now it's drying up. And the reason is because of what I've done mostly today and a little bit of what I did the other day. But there's still more to do, as you can see here. I just had to take a break because I was so tired. You're going to see in just a minute. I still haven't shown you everything that I've done. But I've been out here with the shovel for several hours. And I do a lot of work and then take a break. And do a lot of work and take a break. And just the amount of shoveling that I've been doing and the things that I have to battle while I'm doing the shoveling, like roots and rocks and the stupid netting that they've got in the ground. Like, you can see right here, this is some kind of fabric. It's freaking everywhere. Everywhere. Up here, this is one of the main areas where the water's coming in. It's coming out right there, and it's coming down from this direction. This is a slant down the hill. So these 2 points are coming in, and I've got it channeled here, and it's going out that way. Today, I dug a new trench to connect this other water. This trench I dug, you can see it here, all the way up around. I put it just about a foot from the stone wall, all the way down to where this big pool of water is. And at first it didn't work. It wasn't deep enough, and the reason is because over here it's kind of low, and of course over here it goes down a lot, right? It's low, but in between it wasn't low enough for the water to get through. So I had to do a lot of digging right in here. You can see a lot of the mud right here and over there where I was digging and tossing the mud out. So once I got this cleared, you can see the water's flowing now. Now, what's the effect of this? Why would I do that? Well, this is why. Because this part right here that I showed you a few minutes ago, right? This area in here it still had water in it earlier today. All of this was water. From here all the way down here, it was filled with water. And now look at it. It only has a little bit right there. And that's because it can't go over that lip to go into the drain. It's just sitting there. But why is all this dry? It's because the water isn't coming over this wall anymore. It stopped. The reason it stopped is because I created a channel from here all the way down to this little channel here. The two meet, and then it goes out down there behind the guest house kura and around. A really nice progress. So luckily this retaining wall is still here, otherwise all of this water would just be going directly in the backyard. It would make it even more difficult for me to block that off. And I'm very happy that this was all water earlier, and down here it was all water, and now it has a chance to finally dry. It's awesome. This was a lot of work, a lot of moving mud around and dirt and getting it channeled out, and it's working. Now, there are two more things I'll show you. So it's coming down from the wall right here. Now, from here, it gets a little tricky because this entire area of the backyard, you see how much water there is, right? It's just a ton of water. And the good thing is that this area over here is drying out now. It's not wet anymore. But from the corner of the kura right here, the very back of the kura, this area right here is still very wet. And it just holds the water. And the reason is because it's the same level as this stream that I've got going on, and there's nothing to block it in. So my only option is to continue building a kind of wall right there. I tried to see if I could get the tile like shoved down in the ground, but the ground isn't soft enough for that. There are a lot of rocks and roots and stuff, and so I can't just shove them down. So what I'm going to try to do is take some of that dirt, maybe some of the dirt from Fuji over there, and build up this side here so that the water can't go into this area anymore. So this is the main thing that I have to do next. But you can see very clearly that the water is still flowing, right? It's flowing all the way down and around the corner, and that's the next thing I'm going to show you. But anyway, this is the next main thing. Because of all this water that's standing here, I have to block this off all the way down to the corner. Otherwise, this will just stay full all the time, and I don't want that. Let's go down here, and I'll show you what I did down around the corner. Okay, so the water all gets down here to the corner, and of course this area here next to the brush it's higher, so the water doesn't really go up there, and when it rains, it comes down from there and goes into here. That would be fine if it would stop right here and wasn't going up next to the kura and filling up this part of the yard. If it just stayed in this channel, it's fine, and that's what I want. You can actually see it really good from this angle, where the water's coming down, it's flowing down here. That's all good, that's all good. But from here, especially right here and right in here, the water is leaking through and it's filling all this up. So what I'm going to do is get this built up here, and from here get it built up to keep it all in this main channel and to go around the corner. Now let's go around the corner and take a look. There's another frog hopping around there. From this corner, it's pretty good. I went back and I dug some more in this channel, and it's going all the way down the side, all the way down to the road. This was a lot of work, and it looks really nice down there. We're going to get down there in just a second, but I went back today with my shovel, and I did a little more digging and clearing out just to make sure the water is constantly able to flow easily without any restrictions, and for it to stay relatively close to this cement wall here. You can see here it's staying in its one main channel, and if you look up there, it's almost all right here, right? It's giving this other stuff a chance to dry out, but the flow is pretty strong. It's pretty good, and I built this up here just to channel it over here next to the concrete. And so it's going all the way down the edge of the concrete next to the wall down to the road. Now, a couple of reasons why I did that. One is, while I was cleaning out, I found a pipe. I found a drain pipe right here. It seems to be a little stuck, so I'm going to try to run something in there and clear it out. My guess is that this goes straight across the road to the rice field, so that will be handy to have that. But you'll notice this seems to be like a drain, like it was already built this way. You see it has a little groove kind of all the way down here. It seemed like it was already kind of built to keep the water in that drain or that area to get down to the road, down to the main drain. Look at all of this dirt, okay? This is crazy, but look at all of this. Mounds and mounds and mounds of dirt and mud. Some of it came off the top of the wall right here along this ridge, and the rest of it came from right here, and I was able to trench that out and create this channel for the water. So now, earlier today, the water was all running down here. It was just running down the driveway, but now it's not, because I've got it into this channel. So it's going to take me a while. But from this point right here, all the way down to the road, all of this is paved. So all this dirt and mud and everything is just stuff that's been washed onto it over time. But once I get all this dirt and mud and grass and everything cleared off of this, then from there all the way up to here, it's just going to be concrete, and it's going to be a great place for me to park. And even if it rains, I don't have to worry about the mud and the water coming down through here and making it difficult and muddy, dirty for me to get in and out of the van. I'm very happy that I was able to get the water diverted. What I do want to do is continue trenching, just like this. I want to trench this along that cement all the way up to the corner, so that this water is running down along that and not out here in this area. That's going to take a tremendous amount of time and energy to do. It's like I said, it's a lot of work. But I mean, right now this is still dirty and muddy because the water was earlier. It was all running down through here and just spread out over, several feet, maybe 1 meter. But now I've got it all channeled here. So let's go take a look. It's running down through here. Look how fast it's running. Steady. This ridge up here on top, this had tons and tons of dirt on it, and then right inside this trench where the water is now, it was filled up with this stuff. This stuff is, it's ridiculous. Look. Oh. Oh. So much of it. It's 5 o'clock. No hindrances, no problems. There's a little bit of a lip here where the stone is sticking up a little. So once it gets here, it kind of spreads out a little bit and the water's coming down. But once it gets here to the drain, there's a lip right here. So some of the water is actually getting over that lip and into the drain right here, which is good. But a lot of it is just running down this little channel here all the way down to there. So it's all good. This is actually functioning and working. And I also cleared this out. I took these grates off earlier. There was a lot of mud and there were leaves and dirt and all sorts of stuff, because while I was doing all this trenching, a lot of that stuff was getting washed down to here. And it was clogging this up all the way down. So I took these grates off, took my shovel, and I cleared all of this out. So from here all the way down to the drain, it's clear, completely cleaned out. I took my shovel. I also cleared out all of this dirt that was sitting on top of this. You can see there was dirt here. I cleaned this out before from here to there, so that's why it looks cleaner and drier. But you'll notice from here down to here how dirty it is. That's because it was completely filled with grass and dirt and soil and everything. Well, I cleaned all of that out with my shovel. And now if it rains, there's nothing there. There's no debris to get washed in. There's no obstruction for the water. It's just going to go straight into the drain. And you can see it's running nice and smooth. It goes all the way down, right? Pretty nice. Running all the way down, right down the drain here, or right down the little channel, right into the channel here, and then all the way down to the main drain. This is the big drain. There's water coming from this stone wall in this field all the way down to here and draining in there. That's the main one. And it comes out over here into the rice fields. They're never going to run out of water out here because of all the water I'm getting from the mountain. You see all of this fresh dirt. That's where I was cleaning out from here earlier and just tossing it right over there. I wasn't tossing it in the drain because I don't want it to clog up. So that's the big progress that I've made there. Like I said, over time, I'll get all this cleared from here all the way down, so all of this can be just paved. Nice clean place for me to park, or guests, whoever comes to park. I'm very happy how this looks now. It's so much better than it was before. It's looking much nicer. It's also cool to see the water just running down the side like that. That's neat. It's still wet out here, this area here, but I suspect that once I finish getting that water diverted in the back, then there won't be nearly as much water getting stuck in this area, and then this will start to dry out. Anyway, that's the update for now here at the Vira. I hope this was interesting for you. I'm glad to share this with you today. It's a little different because I didn't set up any cameras to record while I was doing it. I don't know, I felt like I wanted to just jump on it, and I got plenty of rest this morning. Like I said before, I've been fasting, so I'm not full of energy, but I'm feeling okay. So I decided to be focused today. I tried to do a couple of other things, and I realized I was getting out of focus on some stuff, and I kept telling myself, channel the water, channel the water, channel the water, because right now, as you can see, you know, it's nice weather. And anytime there's nice weather, it's a great opportunity for me to get out here and get this stuff prepared so that when it does rain, and it's going to a lot this summer, it rains a lot here, it will be ready for it. And I really believe that this is going to help. This is going to help a lot. At least it's a starting point to help me build on and prepare for whenever things are really raining. Like when it's raining a lot, raining heavy, the water will be able to have a good unobstructed path to where it needs to be, and rather than just sitting in my yard and eroding, underneath the property and causing me some damage and delays. That's it for now. I appreciate everyone tuning in. I'll end it right here. But I hope you have a great week. And until next time, arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you, and じゃあね。